Good afternoon on what is a bright, clear but chilly day. It is Sunday, March the 6th. I'm back in the Nook with a nice hot cup of tea and this small diminishing pile of parcels to unbox. And the next thing I'm going to look at is this. So I'm going to get the knife, slide this open. This has come all the way from, well, Canada. Let's find out what's in here. Careful slicing open with the knife. There we go. And pulling this out, what we have got is Keep It Together, an adventure zine. And that comes with a little sheet of items, and this is part of Zine Quest and it's compatible with Mausritter. Now Mausritter is a role-playing game where you play mice in the real world up against the big, basically the environment which is too large for you. You might face down cats and snakes and rival mice, and explore buildings that you've turned to your advantage, or essentially become adventure sites. And it's a nice simple system. It has had a very nicely done box set for it. If you can find one of those, do. And they I've had the pleasure of doing a bit of editing on it, and I really did enjoy it. It honestly didn't need a lot of work, but still nice to run my eye over it. So what's in what's in Keeping It Together, this fanzine, adventure fanzine, we have, let's have a look. Introduction. The town of Willowthorpe is no more. Development nearby has uprooted trees, diverted the stream, and destroyed the area to the north of the small mouse village. Being an industrious bunch, the mice of Willowthorpe found a new home a few days' travel away. They were sad to leave their village, but they really had no choice. They packed up their belongings in various boats, crafts, rafts, carts, wagons, and the occasional wheelbarrow, and made a trek to what would become their new home. On the day they were to depart, some of the villagers refused to leave despite the danger of staying. The villagers tried as best they could, but couldn't convince their neighbours to come with them. Sadly, they departed and headed to their new home. Essentially, this is basically it's an exploratory hex crawl. The player characters are presumably trying to find a new home, and here they are on the move, complete riding the back of a tortoise or turtle. Difficult with my words today. And we have the mice making that journey by night as well, and we've got let's have a look to see what there's a general map. Just here we go. Basically, new location. Obviously, there's a general area map. Oh yeah, here we go. Got the hex map of where they're moving to, and it's a case of moving there and exploring it. So we've got location 1 is New Willowthorpe, which is there, and we've also got a pond and a great log, a huge rock, and basically nicely, simply described, and a table of encounters for each. And the same again for the old graveyard, and Mausritter is also a game of the fantastic. So there's also a sorcerer's tomb, which adds a bit of dungeoneering, a bit of a fantasy feel to it, and to its anthropomorphism. And then there's also a fairy stream, and Willowthorpe gets more of its better description, more detailed description as well. So we have basically an incursion of rats moving from house to house, and the villagers get full stats as well. And the mice here feel a little bit more cartoonish with, you know, the oversized ears and the elongated noses as well. But you know, it's whether or not you like that style of artwork. And then we have what the various NPCs are doing. So we've got a table for those actions and villager relationships. A discussion of the various buildings, so on. To be a background about the characters who live there, and more. And then a table of dwelling types, and then discussion of the table there, and the discussion of the factions in New Willowthorpe. So that's denizens of the Rat Lady's Keep, the Fey Dominion, the Undead Sorcerer. So we've actually got an image of the Undead Sorcerer there, looking quite vile. Monsters. Got a new table of spells, some of which presumably the player characters might be able to find. And what's really kind of interesting is so we've got a list of the spells there and their inventory items. So great thing about Mausritter, it has an inventory system where you've got spaces in the player character's backpack and bags and so on in the mouses, and the spells and the objects they carry take up space. So essentially, sort of like in effect, the spells are a one-shot mental burden. Although they're actually carried upon like basically small clay blocks or tiles, sort of thing, and they can be broken and cast. But they feel sort of like, they're almost like a physical burden. And the same again, essentially, at some point during the adventure, when the player characters suffer conditions, they become an actual burden which prevent them from carrying further things. They take up their inventory. Then we've got some new items like glaive and pick and key sword. Oh, I do like the key sword. There's the key sword, which is turning an item which they might find and turning that into a weapon. That's a nice touch. Or guitar pick shield. Yeah, that's really good. And uses for a 9-volt battery and using that as an electro whip sort of thing. So yeah, and then lastly we have conditions like soaked, cold, enchanted, and shocked, and their effect. Again, those sit in the mouse's inventory until they are cured. And lastly, we've got essentially quick stats of all the monsters that have been created, and a nice little map of Willowthorpe. So yeah, and on the back you've got a table of bric-a-brac which can be found in the human ruins. So that's Keep It Together, an adventure zine for Mausritter. That's a really nice little thing, I think. I'm going to look forward to reviewing that. See, that is from, let's have a look. It's by Rich Hawkes, published as part of ZineQuest. Yeah, keep it together. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing of the Nook. If you have, then please do click on that like button down below. And of course, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me with an envelope or parcel like this, and a book or game which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so. All of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook very soon. Bye for now.